working together in Chicago parks, fostering partnerships and alliances. Welcome to Chicago at Play.
We're really looking for people who really want to get involved, give back to their community, want to have an enhanced experience in the park for not only themselves, but their neighbors. We want them to get involved.
The Park District keeps expanding and keeps growing. And we need to do that in an economically and tax-sensitive way. And one of the best ways we can do that is to use volunteers.
Volunteers are the eyes and ears of the Chicago Park District, giving much-needed support in hundreds of Chicago parks.
There are a few ways you can get involved in nature areas of the Chicago Park District. One way, a great way to start, is by becoming a stewardship volunteer. You would attend one of volunteer work days. There's no obligation outside of that day, and the tasks will include things like removing invasive species, it could be planting native species, maintaining trails, pruning trees and shrubs. And then if you're more interested in a longer-term commitment, we are still looking for volunteer stewards who are more like a leader, who will adopt a specific nature area within the Chicago Park District to help manage and maintain and enhance that nature area over the long term.
Birds, bats, and butterflies are just a few examples of the monitoring programs at the Park District, offering a unique opportunity to observe and collect data on the different species that inhabit Chicago parks.
We're always looking for people to help us figure out what is actually using our nature areas through our monitoring programs, and that helps inform our management decisions.
There's people that are involved in our parks that are involved in nature area, and those people have a liking for nature, green initiatives, birding, but they get involved and they volunteer on their own schedule.
The gardening community continues to grow with the addition of community gardens and the Children's Harvest Garden Program.
A volunteer could come in the Harvest Garden Program and they could assist the seasonal staff with garden maintenance, which is one of the primary responsibilities of the staff, and also come back weekly, just kind of help kids do the things in the garden that they might not know, identify weeds, not to pull out the wrong plants or anything like that. The Community Gardens Program was started because sometimes there's space in parks that's maybe underutilized, and so if people who live in a condo or an apartment don't have a garden and they would like to have some space to garden, they can seek out these spaces in parks and fill out an application with us to have a garden in the park. And we also have 2 allotment gardens that they're community gardens that we more or less run. People apply for plots, so if they're interested in those and live near those gardens, they could do that too.
Conservatories are a welcome refuge for people looking to keep their thumbs green during the long Chicago winter.
We have a wealth of volunteer opportunities available at the conservatories. We are really well positioned to use volunteers. People can volunteer in the greenhouses themselves, where we take care of plants and grow the plants. They can volunteer in the display houses, and they can get involved at Lincoln Park Conservatory and the Alfred Caldwell Lily Pool in being docents and helping people to understand the design and the history of those facilities. When they are in the greenhouses and the display houses working with plants, they're getting a lot of satisfaction, a lot of self-esteem, and a lot of actually relaxation out of those activities. The people who help us with programs, such as the docents and the public programs at Garfield Park Conservatory, get a lot of satisfaction out of having social contact with others and helping us to teach people about plants.
Corporate involvement is a necessary element to the success of the Chicago Park District.
We have many companies that come to us on a yearly basis and say, we have hundreds of volunteers that would like to come out. What would you like us to do? And so this would be a great green initiative for your corporation to come and make a difference in Chicago.
To find the right volunteer opportunity for you, check out the Chicago Park District's website at chicagoparkdistrict.com or call 312-742-PLAY.
Volunteers are critical to the Park District programs, especially for our programs, because we are an ever-growing operation.
The volunteer program for the Park District is great because you can find small commitments, you can find large commitments to make, and you can get to know people in your community.
It's a way for people to connect with nature right in their own neighborhood and in their own community. And that's a really unique thing.